Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by RockAuto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. Clearview Filtration, see-through oil filter assemblies. Soul Fast e-bikes, roll with soul. And by NH Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system.
This is Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, and this is a catalytic converter. Now, these have been around for a couple hundred years, but they really made the news in 1975 when they became mandatory in all cars in the United States. But they are in the news again. Dean, why?
Unfortunately, they're getting stolen a lot. They have precious metals inside them: platinum, palladium, and rhodium.
Folks are taking them just right from the driveway?
You know, you're going to the shopping mall, you're going to the grocery store, and unfortunately, cars like these that are lifted up higher, they can just crawl underneath. They take a Sawzall, and they're in and out 3 to 5 minutes.
You had personal experience with it.
Unfortunately, I've had mine stolen 3 different times, and my father-in-law had his stolen once. And he's an engineer. We're like, what can we do to make this not happen for other people? And that's where this product came from.
And this product is called the Catalytic Converter Security Alarm System from Tenadura Tools.
From Tenadura Tools. This is basically a motion sensor, goes underneath your car. If someone gets underneath your car, the alarm system is going to go off. Hopefully deter them from cutting these off.
Seems pretty simple, just a motion detector.
It's a simple device. The good thing about this is if someone tries to cut the wire, the alarm's going to go off. Everything is stored underneath the hood, so they're not going to be able to just open your hood and cut this thing. So it is a very good protectant. This alarm system is very loud. It's 120 decibels on this speaker, so it's definitely gonna make a lot of racket and wake some people up.
Let's look at the parts that come in the kit here. So we have the brain here, and this hooks up to the battery.
Yes, it does.
And what other connections do we have there?
So basically you just have 2 connections. These are the motion sensors that are gonna connect to the brain, and then the alarm is just gonna connect into your brain that way.
The speakers, and then to the battery here, we've got a fused connection.
Yep.
In case there's an issue, you're not going to hurt any of your parts here. And this hooks up to your battery terminals, and away you go.
Yep. The good thing is that these are slotted. A lot of batteries, you'll be able to just take the nut off the top, slide it underneath, and then tighten it back down. Key fob turns it on and off.
So if you're going to work on your car, otherwise you don't want the alarm.
Yeah, and the good thing is, you know, there's other manufacturers that make like a metal piece that goes underneath and covers up your whole catalytic converter. But then if you're trying to get your oil changed, things like that, it's in the way, and it's real cumbersome, and they're a lot more expensive. This is a much easier design.
Now let's talk about it. They're being stolen, but isn't insurance covering that these days?
Your insurance will cover it, and my insurance covered mine. Unfortunately, my insurance went up.
So your rate increase is in perpetuity, but this is a one-time investment that's going to save your car.
That's exactly right. And you know, this is a lot less expensive than my insurance going up. It's a lot less expensive than the metal piece covering up your catalytic converter. It's a lot easier to install. It's just a better system.
Oh, and it's better than replacing your catalytic converter as well. So what's installation like?
Basically, it's got some sticky stuff. You can zip tie it. This just fits next to the battery, and then these just fit underneath the car. You want to put these at least 4 inches away from your catalytic converter and stick it to the frame. I've tried to put these to the side instead of straight down. That way, if someone tries to put their hand up next to it to try to cut it off, that alarm's going to go off.
It's a simple system, but it's an intelligent system. What if you're getting false alarms and that sort of thing? Maybe an animal running under the car.
You know, when I first installed this on my car, I had dogs and cats running underneath my car all the time and setting this thing off. A bag blowing underneath it would set it off. So my father-in-law is an engineer. My brother-in-law does AI. So this is a learning chip inside of it. So if over time it's going to learn, if this is constantly happening, it's not going to set off on those false alarms anymore.
And what kind of feedback are you getting from customers?
Customers love it, especially in California. We have a mechanic out there in California that's installing a lot of these, and customers are loving them.
And you recently heard from somebody with a fleet of vehicles.
Yes, so we have had some fleet vehicles where 10, 12 stolen off of their car. So we're now installing about 130, 140 of those on.
And think of the savings there. Think of the cost for all those catalytic converters.
Exactly.
And how much they save. Pretty amazing stuff. You didn't know you need it, but you do. It's a catalytic converter alarm system from Tenadura Tools. You can find them at tenaduratools.com. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Stay tuned.